What if Naruto get Death Note? Hello guys, welcome to Nothing But Anime. This is series of What If Naruto Get Death Note. Here we go. Naruto laid down tired. He spent the full day training with Jiraiya. Naruto wasn't exactly happy because since they were going to leave the village for 2 years, he wanted to spend his last few weeks having fun with all of his friends. But he couldn't complain since all of his friends were busy. Sakura was training with Tsunade, Niji and Hinata were training, Choji was probably eating, Ino was in charge of the flower shop, and Shikamaru was probably doing nothing. For all he knew, Shikamaru was just lying down all day doing nothing or playing shogi with Asuma for the past few months. And Sasuke left for Orochimaru to get more powerful so he could defeat his brother. So Naruto just laid down waiting to go to sleep, until he suddenly woke up from a nightmare. In the nightmare, Sasuke killed his brother and became a threat so large that Naruto was given no choice but to kill Sasuke. Although these dreams were not new to Naruto, he had been experiencing them for multiple months, always waking up with tears and covered with sweat. Sure, he could always brush it off as just a nightmare, but something about it felt real. He remembered what Kakashi had said to Sasuke before he left. The path of revenge never ends well. That was what Kakashi said. Could that happen to Sasuke? Naruto thought, thinking about the monster Sasuke became after he killed Itachi in the nightmare. Naruto started breathing fast. His heartbeat increased as he continued to worry. He was close to passing out before quickly grabbing a cup of water and drinking it. He took a couple of minutes to calm down. I should stop thinking about it, Naruto thought, realizing how much stress this was causing him. Naruto quickly put on his clothes and went outside. He was walking around aimlessly at 11 p.m. With barely anyone or anything alive in sight, it gave him time to relax and clear his mind. As he was walking around, he saw a wooden bench under and lantern hung up on a stick. Being tired from walking and needing sleep, he decided to sit there for a while. He sat back, looked up at the stars and closed his eyes. He didn't think about anything. Naruto sat there not making a sound. He was enjoying the silence that allowed him to relax. That was until the complete silence was broken by the sound of something hitting the ground. Naruto suddenly shot up and looked in the direction where he believed the sound came from. He looked over and saw a black notebook underneath another lantern across the street. Naruto thought. He looked at the building that the notebook was next to, but there weren't any windows where it could have dropped from. Curious, Naruto made the biggest mistake of his life. He walked over and picked up the notebook. He turned it over to reveal the cover. The cover said, Death Note. What? Naruto thought, confused. A notebook that most people would use for notes or diaries had the words Death Note on the cover. This is odd, Naruto thought. He opened the book and saw the inside had a couple of bulleted paragraphs. The human whose name is written in this notebook shall die, was the first bulleted point on the inside. What kind of sick joke is this? Naruto thought, disturbed by what he had just read. This will not take effect unless the writer has the person's face in their mind when writing her name. Therefore, people sharing the same name will not be affected. That is what the second bulleted point said. Wow! For a prank, they really thought this through, Naruto thought, realizing how much time people put into this prank. If the cause of death is written within the next 40 seconds of writing the person's name, it will happen. If the cause of death is not specified, the person will simply die of a heart attack. After writing the cause of death, details of the death should be written in the next 6 minutes and 40 seconds. That is what the last few bullet points said. Damn. It is really scary how much time whoever wrote this has, Naruto said before dropping the notebook to the ground. Naruto started walking away, back to his apartment. But for a second he looked back. There was something about the notebook. Something that made him want to take it home with him. Well, it is something that will help me get my mind off of Sasuke, Naruto thought before walking back and picking up the notebook and taking it with him. Naruto made it back to his house with the notebook in hand. He put the notebook on his bedside desk and sat next to it. He wanted to go to bed, but curiosity was eating at him. He had to at least write one name down and see what would happen. He grabbed a pen and was about to write, but hesitated. Whose name should I write down? Naruto thought. I mean, if it were to actually work, I should probably write down an Akatsuki member's name. I mean, would anyone care if one of their members died? It would benefit everyone, Naruto thought while questioning the morality of it. But the question is, which member's name should I write down? Naruto thought before realizing something. He didn't know any of the Akatsuki members' full names, except for one, Itachi. He also remembered Itachi's face from when he tried to capture Naruto. I will write down Itachi's name. It's not like he matters to anyone. Even his own brother hates him. He murdered his entire clan. Doesn't he deserve to die for that? Plus, if he does die, Sasuke will probably return to the village on his own terms. Naruto thought to himself before setting the pen down. But now I need to come up with the details around his death. This will make sure that if he happens to die, it was because of the notebook. So I need to include very specific details. Plus, I want to be alerted as fast as possible as to whether he died, Naruto thought as he started flicking the pen around. It didn't take too long for Naruto to come up with an idea. Itachi Uchiha dies of a heart attack at 1 a.m. With a random self-inflicted kunai to his left hand, Naruto looked down at what he wrote. If he dies at 1 a.m., and I start training with Jiraiya at 1 p.m., that should hopefully be enough time for Itachi to be found, medical ninjas to perform an autopsy, and Jiraiya's spy agency or whatever to report back to him, Naruto thought while smiling at what he wrote and believing he was acting like a mastermind. What am I doing? Naruto thought. This is super idiotic of me to even consider doing this. Of course it won't work. Naruto thought as he threw the notebook into the trash can in his room. Naruto then realized it was 12 a.m. I've wasted so much time on this, I'll be exhausted for training tomorrow, Naruto thought while he slapped himself in the face. I might as well get as much sleep as I can, Naruto thought as he sighed and laid down in his bed and went to sleep. The next day Naruto didn't even get the chance to wake up because someone did it for him. Jiraiya immediately broke down the door and yelled, "Hey Naruto, I hear you are not allowed any more ramen from Ichiraku's if you don't make it all the way to the training ground." In 5, 4, 3 dash, Naruto quickly got his clothes on and zoomed past Jiraiya and ran to the training ground. Wow, wasn't expecting that to work, but okay, Jiraiya said surprised. Naruto sat down on the grass waiting for Jiraiya to arrive. This could take a while. One time it took over 12 hours because Jiraiya heard that Tsunade was going to the hot springs. Of course, it wasn't true and he wasted all day because of it. Since Naruto was waiting, he remembered what he was doing last night. How he wrote Itachi's name in the book and nearly forgot about it. Did it really work? Damn it! Why am I still questioning it? It is just a simple notebook, Naruto thought. Jiraiya landed right next to Naruto after jumping off of a tree. Alright Naruto, so today we are learning the exciting technique of Jiraiya yelled before he was distracted by a scroll that was dropped by a bird. What is this? Jiraiya said before he picked up the scroll and opened it. Who is it from? Naruto asked out of curiosity. It's from my spy organization, and I told them only to contact me if there was an emergency or some important info about Sasuke or the Akatsuki was discovered, Jiraiya said to Naruto while reading what was in the scroll. Naruto's eyes widened at this. What does it say? Naruto asked Jiraiya out of fear. There is no way it actually happened, Naruto thought. You're not gonna believe this, Naruto, Jiraiya said. What happened? Naruto asked. You remember Sasuke's brother, Itachi? Jiraiya asked as he turned to look at Naruto. Why yeah, Naruto replied with a shake in his voice. No. This can't be happening, Naruto thought. Well, Itachi died earlier, at around 12 a.m., of a heart attack, Jiraiya said. Naruto's pupils became the size of an ant. His heartbeat increased, and his thoughts ran wild. A heart attack. 12 a.m. Naruto thought in disbelief. Huh? What's wrong, Naruto? Jiraiya asked as he saw Naruto was visibly nervous. Naruto's heartbeat increased even more. Oh no! Did he already catch on to how I am acting? Whether he did or did not, I can't tell him that I murdered Itachi with a simple notebook. I have to come up with a lie. He already saw that I was nervous. I have to think of something quick. Naruto thought as his heartbeat increased even further. Naruto, are you still with me? Jiraiya asked worriedly since he didn't expect Naruto to respond like this. Yeah. Sorry, for a second I thought Sasuke murdered Itachi, Naruto said while looking away from Jiraiya to imitate a sad emotion. Oh, well, that you mention that. This is more unrelated, but there was a stab wound from a kunai on his hand, Jiraiya said while looking at the scroll again. Why does that seem familiar? Naruto thought because he had forgotten what else he had written down last night. What's odd is that the autopsy reported that it was self-inflicted, Jiraiya said while looking at Naruto with the rear of his eye. Naruto's heartbeat increased once again. That's right. I wrote that down too. This means if the kunai went through his left hand, it must have been the Death Note. Naruto thought. That's odd if it was self-inflicted. Does it happen to tell which hand the kunai hit? Naruto asked as his thoughts consumed him. How could a notebook do this? Either way, if it says it hit his left hand, then there should be no doubt about it. Naruto thought. Didn't think you'd ask. Maybe training with me is making you smarter, Jiraiya said with a smirk. Just tell me, you old toad-washed perv. Naruto thought angrily, although on the outside he just let out a fake chuckle. Yeah, maybe not likely though, Naruto said to Jiraiya with a fake smile. Jiraiya chuckled at Naruto's comment before reading from the scroll. Well, anyway, the autopsy report stated that Itachi stabbed himself with a kunai on his left hand. Naruto gasped quietly. Left hand. Then the Death Note is real. But how? Naruto thought as he tried not to show his emotions. But he didn't succeed. Hey Naruto, you look surprised. What's wrong? Jiraiya asked. Nothing. I just thought it was odd that he stabbed his hand, Naruto said while scratching the back of his head. Should I tell him? What am I thinking? How could anyone believe that a notebook was able to kill a skilled shinobi? Naruto thought. But that is just it. This could have been a coincidence. Or maybe Jiraiya or anybody could have seen what I wrote last night and faked a scroll from Jiraiya's spy organization. A paranoid and panicked Naruto thought, not wanting to believe all it took to kill someone was to write their name down in a notebook. Even though I've already tested it, I need to confirm it one more time before I tell anybody about this, Naruto thought to himself. Pervy sage? Naruto asked Jiraiya in a monotone voice. What is it, Naruto? And will you stop calling me that? Jiraiya replied with an annoyed tone. Because of this incident, I need some time to think, Naruto said slowly because he was coming up with a lie to get him excused from training. Fortunately, Jiraiya couldn't be happier to have more time dedicated to research. He and Naruto were going on a training trip in a couple of weeks, so they might as well have some fun. Oh, don't worry, it is fine, Naruto, Jiraiya said, trying to hold in his excitement. But he eventually let it all loose. Well, see you, bye, Jiraiya yelled quickly before he ran away. Okay. Bye, Jiraiya, Naruto yelled with an over-the-top smile. He'll be there for hours. That should give me time to test out the notebook once more, Naruto thought as he turned his smile to a serious expression with a calculated attitude. Naruto started walking out of the training ground area. Soon, he was only a couple blocks away from his apartment. He wanted to run, but he knew he couldn't. If I start looking even the smallest bit suspicious, someone might catch on to me, Naruto thought, paranoid as he looked all around to make sure nobody was looking at him. What am I talking about? Naruto thought with a smile. Even if they think I am suspicious, all someone can say is that Itachi's name was written in a notebook. But I can then say all I was writing about was what Jiraiya told me, Naruto thought with a smile as he finally reached his apartment. He opened the door and quickly shut his door. Naruto walked slowly toward his bed. He looked down in the trash can and saw the Death Note. He quickly grabbed and opened the notebook and looked inside. In a way, he admired his work, or more so the Death Note's work. Naruto felt like he and the notebook did something no one else could, like the power of a god was in his hands. A simple notebook was able to kill a skilled missing ninja, someone who betrayed and murdered their entire clan. A simple notebook was able to kill scum of the ninja world, Naruto said as he smiled. Naruto smiled as he stared down at the notebook. Maybe I shouldn't get my hopes too high, Naruto said to himself. Maybe I should kill every missing ninja with this dash. Suddenly, Naruto's eyes widened as he looked up and dropped the death note. What the hell am I doing? Naruto thought with disgust at what he was just saying. That's not right. Or is it? Would I be a murderer or a hero? Naruto thought, constantly switching sides back and forth. But eventually he did land on one side. I think I should ask a friend if it is. Even if I do, I would need to prove it to myself just to make sure Itachi's death wasn't a coincidence. But then I would have to prove it to them because they wouldn't believe it. Naruto thought, would I sacrifice 2 extra lives just to prove to someone that this notebook kills people? If I did, then what do? They'd report to the Hokage, then it would be taken away from me. Then what would be the point of proving it to them and asking if it is morally correct to keep using it? Naruto thought as he was confused about what to do. Well, I should test it at least one more time, Naruto thought before he looked outside his window and waited to see any criminal activity. For a while, it seemed like he was just watching people do day-to-day activities. But soon, he saw a man cornering one random civilian. Hey sir, my name is Arnintoro Samesuk. I have a business opportunity that you may be interested in, the man said to the civilian. No thank you, the civilian said. I see. Give your money, Arnintoro yelled as he pointed a kunai to the civilian's throat. This is my chance, Naruto thought before he pulled out the death note and started writing. Arnintoro Samesuk, Naruto wrote in the notebook. To Naruto, time went by slower as suspense pulled him in. 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, Naruto thought as he leaned in to look closer at the man. I said, give me your money dash, Arnintoro tried to say before falling to the ground and grabbing at his chest while screaming in pain. A couple of seconds later, he stops moving and making noise. Then that settles it, the death note works. But should I tell anybody about it? Naruto thought as he panicked. The stress kept eating at him over this question. I shouldn't think about this right now, Naruto thought as he was trying to calm down. Naruto was about to leave the notebook on his desk but hesitated. I can't just leave the book right here. On the off chance that someone finds it, they'll know that I might have killed Itachi. Sure, they might assume that it's fake. But then they'll probably test it out and find out it's real, Naruto thought as he frantically looked for a place to hide the notebook. Not under my pillow, maybe the trash can. But people would know that is the first place to hide secret stuff, Naruto thought as he panicked. What would be a place where it isn't too obvious to where you don't have to try to hide it? Or a place that is way too complicated and would be easy to find if you knew where the obvious hard spots are? Naruto thought as he kept looking around. All of a sudden, he dropped the notebook as he heard a knock at the door. Naruto went completely silent and stopped moving as he slowly turned around to face the door, wanting to make sure what he heard was real. Did someone catch on? If they did, what would happen to me? Naruto thought as his heartbeat increased at an unhealthy rate. Calm down. It's not that. It could just be a friend visiting, Naruto thought as he tried to calm his emotions and slow his heart rate. Naruto gained the courage to walk over and open the door to see who was standing there. Naruto didn't say anything. At least in this situation, he didn't want to be the first one to speak. Oh. For a second I thought you were gone training, Shikamaru said as he turned back to the door when he saw Naruto open it. Why yeah. Shikamaru, can I ask why you are here? Naruto asked Shikamaru with a faint smile. Oh yeah, my mom today just told me to do chores. Of course, I didn't want to do them. And the only way my mom will allow me to skip chores is if I hang out with friends and other people, Shikamaru said in his normal monotone voice. Huh, why is that? Naruto asked as he thought it was weird that he was allowed to skip chores if he just hung out with other people for a little bit. I don't know. Something about me needing more social interaction or whatever she said, Shikamaru said as he scratched the back of his head, trying to remember what he was talking about. Whatever I choose, it all ends up being a drag, Shikamaru said as he yawned. That's weird. But also understandable, Naruto said before laughing slightly. What? Shikamaru said. surprised that Naruto would say that. Hey, not to be rude, but I've barely seen you at all, since we all left the hospital after the Sasuke retrieval mission. Plus, you and I haven't gone on many missions lately, so it's not like you haven't been here, Naruto said as he started to realize that maybe Shikamaru's mother was making the right decision. Shikamaru was stunned for a brief second as a small sense of fear could be seen in his eyes. No way? Is he catching on to me? Shikamaru thought as he was overthinking every word he said. So, wanna go get some ramen? Naruto asked Shikamaru. Sure. Shikamaru said as he was still overthinking whether or not Naruto had found him out. Shikamaru quickly turned around and started walking towards Ichiraka Ramen since you could still see the fear in his eyes, and he didn't want Naruto to see. Was the sound Naruto made because he was confused. Why did Shikamaru stutter? I mean, of every person in the village, he would be last on any list regarding personality or emotion. There has only been one time where I've heard him stutter. And even then his eyes weren't widened or any different than what his face normally is, Naruto thought. Naruto started to follow behind Shikamaru. Damn it! I stuttered and he heard that. By this point, a good detective would have put everything together. Thankfully that isn't Naruto. But still, he must be realizing that something is off. Shikamaru thought as he felt like he knew what Naruto was thinking. Wait a second, Naruto thought as he put the figurative dots together. Maybe that's why I've barely seen him lately. He is lying to me about something that he doesn't want me to know. And maybe whatever that is caused him to barely be seen by anyone. Naruto thought as he stared at Shikamaru from behind him. What are you hiding, Shikamaru? Naruto thought to himself. I should calm down. I don't know for sure that he has figured anything out. But if he has, I need to test it to be sure. Shikamaru thought as he took a seat at Ichiraku. Naruto and Shikamaru ordered their choice of ramen. Simultaneously, they both stared at each other without the other knowing. Naruto was trying to look at Shikamaru's reflection through a shiny metal pot. He was able to see him. Although he couldn't make out any facial expressions, every once in a while Shikamaru stared at Naruto from the corner of his eyes. Oh hey, you two. Haven't seen either of you in a while, how has it been? Ayame said happily as she leaned on the kitchen countertops. Both Naruto and Shikamaru immediately stared somewhat angrily at Ayame since they were so busy directly and indirectly staring at each other. Okay, Ayame said as she had mixed emotions from being embarrassed, confused, and angry at the same time. She then walked away, giving Naruto and Shikamaru time to think. Once we get our ramen, he might be comfortable enough to where he'll think I am comfortable and ask me a question such as, why did you stutter? Or, what have you been doing since the Sasuke retrieval mission? If he asks that, then I'll know he figured out something was off. If he doesn't, then I'll know that he most likely hasn't realized anything. Shikamaru thought as he stared at Naruto from the corner of his eye. Shikamaru is hiding something, and I think his stuttering had something to do with it. I have to ask him about it, but in a friendly manner. I can't act serious when I talk about it. I have to act like I am making fun of him for it, Naruto thought. For a brief fraction of a second, Naruto and Shikamaru's eyes met each other at the same moment. Shikamaru had on his normal I don't care face, while Naruto had on his cheesy smile. The ramen is ready, Ayame said somewhat quietly since she was scared to talk to them. Naruto and Shikamaru both turned their eyes to look at her. Thank you so much, they both said with a smile as Ayame placed both of their bowls of ramen on the counter. The two started eating, with Naruto completely gulping down his like he usually does, and Shikamaru eating at a casual pace. Hey Shikamaru, when and why did you turn into Hinata? Naruto joked. Shikamaru almost spit out his ramen at the comment. So he did pick up on my stutter. Even then he just made a joke out of it. Is he just making fun of me? Or did he realize something was off? Shikamaru thought. What do you mean by that? Shikamaru asked Naruto, pretending to be confused. Isn't it obvious? The stutter. At first, I thought it was just whenever you would talk to Temari, but I guess it is just something you developing, Naruto said with a smile. If this goes well, he'll be more focused on the Temari part than answering the question. Naruto thought since he knew that while Shikamaru and Temari were not dating, There was some romantic connection between the two. Shikamaru nearly choked on the fish cake in the ramen. How did he know I had feelings for whatever? Since he said that about the stutter, I think he is more interested in making fun of me for it, so I don't think he figured anything out. Then again, it is Naruto I am talking about. It's not like I expected him to figure anything out, Shikamaru thought as he became less stressed about the situation. Don't worry, Naruto. I'm not developing a stutter. I am just getting less time to respond to people sometimes. Especially with Temari, Shikamaru said before letting out a small chuckle. I assumed so. I was just worried you weren't getting enough time to be with other people and had speaking issues, Naruto said before laughing. A couple of hours later, after eating bowl after bowl of ramen, they realized that daylight was going out. I should probably head back soon, Shikamaru said while looking at the sunset. Yeah, you should. And I should go to sleep soon too, Naruto said as he yawned. Alright, I'll see you soon, Naruto, Shikamaru said to Naruto before he started walking away. Should I tell him? Naruto thought as he kept going back and forth on the idea. One more thing, Shikamaru. What is it, Naruto? Shikamaru asked as he turned around to look at him. Plus, one thing has been bothering me. Tell me, Shikamaru, if you had the power to instantly kill all of the scum of the ninja world, would you do it? Naruto asked. A silence was created between the two as they stared into each other's eyes. That's an odd question, Shikamaru thought. I don't know, Naruto. Sure, maybe the entire ninja world would be better off without them, but just killing them for that reason just seems like the act of a murderer, Shikamaru said while looking down. That's the same thing I thought, Shikamaru, Naruto said looking at Shikamaru with a grim expression. Well, I'll see you another time, Shikamaru, Naruto said as he walked away back to his apartment. Murderer, Naruto thought over and over the entire walk back to his house. Soon he reached his apartment, opened the door, and walked inside. Murderer, Naruto thought before laughing. Murderers are people who kill for their gain. Heroes also kill, but to help others, Naruto thought as he ran over to where he dropped the death note and picked it up. He practically threw it on his bedside desk and immediately opened it. Naruto then reached under his bed and grabbed a certain book. A book with most missing ninjas or wanted murderers and criminals. He opened a page of the book that listed all of the names. And for the final ingredient, he grabbed a pen and put it on the paper. Then he started furiously writing down names. Kisame Hashigaki, Deidara Kamaruzu, Kabuto Yakushi. All names it didn't matter. Hey, Shido, a Shinigami said to another as he quietly laughed. What is it? Want me to sit down and knit again? Shido asked in response. No, of course not. I just wanted to ask if you wanted to play with us, the other Shinigami said while falling to the ground laughing. Huh? Play what? Shido asked. To be honest, I don't know what we're playing. I'm playing poker, Rita is playing Crazy Eights, and I think Chulo is playing Go Fish, the other Shinigami said as they were having trouble breathing. What's so funny? The last time you were like this you gave me an apple that was runny, Shido asked. Missing something? The other Shinigami said while on the ground. Shido was more confused by what he said. Missing what? I have everything on me, don't I? Shido thought. He did believe that he wasn't missing anything. He couldn't help but check. Hey, wait a minute. Shido thought before he quickly grabbed the other Shinigami by their throat, or what was left of their throat. What did you do with my death note? Shido yelled. The other Shinigami only laughed harder. I dropped that dirty-ass book, the other Shinigami said while kicking their legs in laughter. I knew you would. Alright, could you tell me where you dropped it? Shido asked as he let go of the other Shinigami. The who dash was all the other Shinigami could say before they created a crescendo of laughter as they rolled around on the ground. The what? Where did you put it? Shido asked as he feared what the answer truly was. The other Shinigami was coughing, trying to stop laughing. They only spoke when they were able to breathe regularly. Teach the human world, the other Shinigami said as they fell violently on the ground in laughter. Great, Shido thought as he realized a human probably picked it up by now. I'll see you later, Shido said before he descended the long staircase that led to the human world. Naruto lifted his arms and stretched. His hands were tired from writing. After an hour, I've only gotten through barely a tenth of the list of names, Naruto thought as his hands were aching to rest on a pillow. Well, I have training tomorrow, so I should get some rest, Naruto thought before he closed the notebook, placed it in the middle of his dirty laundry, laid down and went to sleep. Naruto woke up the next day because of a tapping noise. Is that my door? Naruto thought. He stood up, walked towards the door, and put his ear on it. Naruto was surprised when the tapping came from behind him. Ha! He thought. He looked behind him, trying to figure out where it came from. Naruto was about to look under his bed but was interrupted by the sound of tapping coming from the desk. More specifically, the black notebook that lay on the desk. Ha! Naruto said. Didn't I put that dash in your dirty laundry? Someone said, finishing Naruto's sentence. Naruto turned around instantly and faced a deformed and decomposed-looking thing. To him, what he saw couldn't be considered human. Sure, Naruto has faced many ninjas and fought many battles, but he could never overcome his fear of ghosts. At first, he wasn't even sure what he was seeing was real. You thought that was a good hiding spot. Oh, please don't taunt me, the thing said to Naruto sarcastically. Who, what, how, what the hell are you? Naruto screamed as he pointed at the thing while he was slowly walking away while facing it. Although he wasn't looking and tripped on his dirty laundry on the floor. He caught himself while still keeping eye contact with the beast. Geez, kid. All I said was where you hid the book, there's no cause for alarm. I just wanted to introduce myself, I'm doing no harm, the thing said to Naruto mockingly. After thinking about it, Naruto did calm down. It wasn't like the thing had any bad intentions. Naruto has seen weird talking frogs, giant slugs, snakes, and foxes. Why should he be bothered by this ugly-looking thing? Naruto stood up and tried to look confident, but still kept his distance. What are you? Naruto said in a whisper-like voice. I am the Shinigami Shido. Shido said to Naruto. SHSH Shinigami? Naruto said as he took a step back when fear overtook his body. Yes, a Shinigami, that's true. And there aren't just one or two. Shido said to Naruto, waving his fingers around, trying to creep him out even more. Gee, gods of death? Naruto said in a whisper. If you're talking to me, does that mean I'll die? He said shakily. No, that is not the reason I am here, Shido replied. Then why are you here? Naruto asked quietly. I'll keep it short, but another god of death dropped my death note, Shido said. Naruto's eyes widened when he heard that. He slowly grabbed the death note from his dirty laundry and held it up. This is yours? Naruto asked. Well, that used to be mine, Shido said. Used to be yours? What do you mean? Naruto asked. Well, when a Shinigami's notebook touches the ground, it becomes one with the earth. Therefore, the notebook is now yours, Shido said as he pointed at Naruto. Wait, this is mine? Naruto asked as he stared at the notebook. Yes, it is. But of course, you don't have to keep it. You can forfeit ownership of the Death Note and give it back to me. But then I would have no choice but to erase your memories of the Death Note, Shido said to Naruto. So, nothing will happen to me? Naruto asked. Yes, but at a certain point, there will be a time when I will get my Death Note back, and I will write down your name, Shido said as he stared above Naruto's head. That is part of the agreement between a Shinigami who drops their Death Note and the first human who picks it up, Shido said as he stared into Naruto's eyes. Should I keep the notebook? If I get rid of it, I'll lose all of my memories. But if I keep it, I'll die. What should I do? Naruto thought. Although he was interrupted by the sound of knocking on the door, Naruto just stared at his front door in fear. Shoot, did anyone hear our conversation? Naruto thought. Should I keep the notebook? If I get rid of it, I'll lose all of my memories. But if I keep it, I'll die. What should I do? Naruto thought. Although he was interrupted by the sound of knocking on the door, Naruto just stared at his front door in fear. Shoot, did anyone hear our conversation? Naruto thought. Don't worry. Answer the door, Shido said as he saw how visibly shaken Naruto was. Naruto didn't really have time to protest as the knocking became pounding. He walked towards the door and opened it to reveal Jiraiya. "Hi," Naruto said as calmly as he could. "Yeah, hi Naruto," and Jiraiya said before he paused to look behind Naruto. What is it?" Naruto asked, trying not to look at Jiraiya. "Why does your room smell so bad?" Jiraiya asked as he plugged his nose. "Huh," Naruto said. "Oh right. I knocked over my dirty laundry," Naruto thought. But wait, does that mean that Jiraiya can't see Shido? Naruto thought just as Shido started laughing out loud. What the hell is wrong with him? Naruto thought as he was worried that Jiraiya could also see and hear Shido. Naruto?" Jiraiya asked as he held his nose shut. Naruto immediately shot up from his thoughts to face Jiraiya. What is it?" Naruto asked. "Can you close the door?" Jiraiya asked. "Oh, sorry," Naruto replied, lost in his thoughts. Did he see Shido? Is he just trying to tell me without him hearing? Naruto thought as he panicked. "Listen Naruto, I need to make this quick. Our training trip will be delayed. Don't argue, just know that is what is going to happen," Jiraiya said quickly. "Wait, what?" Naruto asked. "Like I said, don't argue," Jiraiya said before he started to jump away. Wait. "I'm not arguing, I just want to know why," Naruto yelled as he followed Jiraiya. Jiraiya stopped for a second as if contemplating how to respond. "Naruto, listen, you just," Jiraiya said as he was still thinking about what to say. "You just aren't mature enough to hear it," Jiraiya said. "Huh?" Naruto yelled. "I mean, the only way someone becomes mature is through training, right? Just hours of training without thinking of anything else," Jiraiya said in a joyful tone as he looked at Naruto. What is he trying to? Naruto thought. Hey, wait a minute. You're just trying not to tell me what is truly going on. You just want to do your perverted research instead of training me like you should, Naruto yelled. A silence grew for a couple of seconds as Naruto thought he had caught Jiraiya. No, Naruto, Jiraiya said seriously. Huh? Naruto mumbled, confused. The true reason our training trip has been delayed is that there is no reason for us to have a training trip, Jiraiya said. Huh, what do you mean? Naruto asked. Last night, over 100 missing ninjas and criminals all died of heart attacks, Jiraiya said as he looked at Naruto. Right? I killed most of the known members of the Akatsuki. Since I did that, there would be no reason for me and Jiraiya to have a training trip, Naruto thought. What? How did that happen? Naruto yelled with fake confusion. Well, that is why I will disappear for a while. I will try to find out why. So please train while I'm gone, okay? Jiraiya said. Yeah, sure, Naruto said as he walked back towards his apartment. Unfortunately, he doesn't know that there will be no evidence to connect to anyone. Plus, I won't be able to train while he is gone, Naruto thought. Soon, he made it back to his apartment and opened the door. Oh, there you are. I've been waiting for you for a while. Did you go that far? Shito asked as he lay on the couch. No, and do you have to speak with rhymes? Naruto asked as he walked around his room. No, I just like doing it a little bit, Shito responded. Whatever, Naruto said as he jumped on his bed. Should I get rid of the notebook? Naruto thought as he went back and forth over and over. If I do, I'll lose all of my memories. But if I don't, I'll die, Naruto thought as he panicked. What am I talking about? Of course, I should get rid of the book. If someone by chance found out I did this, how would everyone I know react? They would all hate me. I'd be left alone, by myself, forever, Naruto thought as he began to shed tears. Shito, Naruto said as he wiped his eyes. What is it? Shito asked. I'd like to forfeit ownership of the dash. Naruto was interrupted by the sound of cheering outside. Huh? What is that? Naruto thought before he got up and walked towards his door and opened it. Outside he saw a semi-large group of people talking to each other. Naruto tried to listen to what they were talking about, and it became obvious. The news spread quickly. It passed between high officials, gossiping ninjas, and finally the regular citizens. The news was that dangerous missing ninjas and criminals were being killed off by heart attacks. Can you believe this is happening? One random person said. I wish I could. Another random person said. Naruto then focused his eyes on somebody who was just passing by. Hey, what is all of this about? That person said. Kira. The other person said. I'm sorry, who are you talking about? The person said. Kira, the savior of the ninja world. The other person said. Hundreds of people across the ninja world are cheering on the death of these despicable people. Kira? Naruto thought. Is that what they are calling me? Naruto thought, confused. Savior of the ninja world. Naruto kept repeating in his mind. What do you mean? The person said. So many criminals are dropping like flies. All of heart attacks. The other person said. It kind of hurts to say it, but I think it is a good sign that these criminals are dying. You do know this could be a coincidence. The person said. Possibly, but still a cool concept, the fact that this could be the doing of somebody. The other person said. Well then, who do you think is behind this? Could it be the works of a secret Umbu squad? The person said. I don't know. I guess we'll find out soon. The other person said. Naruto walked back inside his apartment, reflecting on his life. He remembered when he was younger wanting the respect of the people, to prove that he could become Hokage and be the hero of the village. And now, this was the chance, to become the hero of not only the Leaf but the entire shinobi world. So Naruto, Shito said as he looked above Naruto's head to read his name. What were you gonna say, Dash? Naruto began to chuckle with a deep voice. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Was all that came out of Naruto. Shito was mostly just confused. Hey Naruto, weren't you going to forfeit ownership of the Dash? No, Naruto yelled. Didn't you hear? The people finally respect me. I am admired for eliminating the vermin from this world. I, Naruto Uzumaki, will not only become the hero of the village but the hero of the entire ninja world. Here we done, guys. The series What If Naruto Get Death Note is done. Hit like and subscribe to the channel. I will be back soon with another What Is series, and do support to the author. Thank you.